Yo, what's up, everyone? We're back for another review, and this time it's the new Superman film by James Gunn. So we're venturing into the DC universe this time, but pretty soon we're gonna have to compare this to the new Fantastic Four First Steps. But Superman came out first. What do I think of the film? I think it left me wanting more. You know, they're completely redoing the DC cinematic universe, as they say, and this was a good start. I like the tone of the movie. It's a kind of movie that, you know, I would like to make, very heroic. It's the newest, latest and greatest in special effects. The special effects are amazing and seamless. You know, no other character can fly through the air like Superman does. So that's what this movie does different. All right, we're going to get into it, guys. So this is going to have spoilers. So it's starting now. All right, so the movie starts off and Superman is plummeting into the planet after a battle. So this world has already been lived in and we're jumping into the middle of it. So Superman crashes into the snow. You know, he's trying to get home to the Fortress of Solitude, but he can't move, so he whistles out for Krypto the Superdog. Krypto the Superdog was a cartoon that I watched growing up, so it's really funny to see them bring him back, and he stole the show. There were so many good uses of Krypto the Superdog in this movie, you know, from the beginning to the end. Every time he pops up, he stole the show. But I will say also that this intro is very reminiscent of the beginning of Halo 3 when Master Chief crash lands onto the Sierra 117 mission. And it's very much the same thing with Superman, you know, crashing onto the planet and he's unable to move for a little bit. That's the same thing that happens to Master Chief. Not that it's a bad thing. I just noticed that that's one for one, pretty much the same shot. So Krypto drags Superman back to his home of the Fortress of Solitude, and what I'll say about this is it's very close and reminiscent to the classic designs from the old movies. It's there where Superman is going to get nursed back to health. He's got robots that are helping him, the most prominent being number 4, and he gets healed by the Red Sun, and he also listens to the message left by his parents to protect the planet. And that's where we get the title sequence. And after the title sequence, we get to see more of the Daily Planet and who works there. And then Superman. Superman is in the middle of Metropolis, you know, fighting the bad guys. And it's not going easy for him. But people are sticking up for Superman. Even the civilians, you know, think Superman deserves some help. So Superman was fighting a kind of bland villain, but more on them later. And it's revealed that it was actually sent from Lex Luthor when the villain goes through a parallel universe portal and he meets up with Lex Luthor. After that, we get to see more about Superman's life with him being a reporter for the Daily Planet in Metropolis, and we actually get to see him as Clark Kent. And at the Daily Planet, we're introduced to more of his friends and family, like Lois Lane, his newest girlfriend, and Jimmy Olsen, Superman's best friend from the comics and everything. And then we even get to see a little bit of a date between Clark Kent and Lois Lane where he decides to give Lois an interview as Superman. And the interview goes completely wrong, showing you that nobody's dating life is easy. And everybody is questioning Superman if he's doing everything right and moral. But what would you do if you were Superman? It's not easy. The next scene switches back to villains approaching the Fortress of Solitude. So the villains here are the Engineer, Ultraman, and Lex Luthor. So they gain access, and Lex Luthor's girlfriend. So they gain access to the Fortress of Solitude. It's a mystery, and they destroy everything. But they're able to hack into Superman's favorite message left by his parents, and they're able to recover the rest of it. So we'll see more on that in a second. And meanwhile, while they're destroying everything at the Fortress of Solitude, they even manage to capture Krypto the Superdog. But he put up a fight. Also during this, a monster was unleashed into the city. It started off small, but it grew to be as big as Godzilla now. And this is when Superman begins to fight it, but he gets some help pretty soon from Guy Gardner, the Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, and Mr. Terrific. Not to be confused with Mr. Fantastic. But these characters play a really awesome role in the movie. Guy Gardner is really funny. Mr. Terrific is badass. And Hawkgirl is awesome as Hawkgirl. She does her thing. I'm not sure if these characters were already in the Peacemaker series. I need to check that out. And more on Peacemaker in a second. So they fight this giant monster using a mix of Superman's powers, Green Lantern's, Lantern, and Mr. Terrific's drones. And can't forget Hawkgirl too, and Superman saving everyone. So once again, it's revealed that these guys are the Justice Gang and not the complete Justice League. So maybe we'll see the Justice League get formed in these movies. And after this battle, it's revealed, what a twist, that Superman's message from his parents was revealed to the public. But there's a new scene that even Superman has never seen before. Lex Luthor encrypts the lost message, and it says that Superman was really sent here to destroy Earth. And that's a big twist, and Superman finds out that Lex Luthor destroyed the Fortress of Solitude, and Superman flies right to Lex Luthor's office to confront him. But Lex Luthor admits to nothing. And this is a very badass scene. Very, very badass, very well done. Lex Luthor is great in this role. He pisses you off. It's at that point that everybody's turning on Superman. We even see Peacemaker in the news talking shit about Superman. And Superman is pretty much barred and banned from even fighting supervillains at this point. So the Justice Gang is having to save the day without him while Superman takes a day off. But pretty soon thereafter, Superman is arrested. And Superman just can't get arrested. They take him to a military base, and from the military base, they throw him into the portal to the parallel universe. And they put him in prison, but he's got a cellmate. And the way that they keep him in the cell is his cellmate is a shape-shifting alien that can transform into any material, including kryptonite. And that's Superman's biggest weakness. So that keeps him down in the jail cell for a while. Superman needs to convince him to ease up and turn off the kryptonite. But there's one way that Superman can convince him to let go. His son is also in the prison. So Superman offers to help him save his son and break free. The rest of Superman's friends need to find out where Superman is. So none other than Jimmy Olsen is on the case. He's got a source, and he meets up with his source in a sketchy alleyway, and it's revealed to be none other than Lex Luthor's girlfriend. And this was a hilarious scene, way too mature than the rest of the movie, but it was great. It was amazing. So they start having a love interest, but Jimmy Olsen is not into it, even though this girl is super hot. By the way, in the parallel universe, that's where they're keeping Crypto too, and they got him running on a treadmill chasing super squirrels. So Lois Lane is also looking for Superman, and she looks for help from the Justice Gang. And the Justice Gang isn't good at keeping secrets because they reveal and believe her too fast that she knows who Superman is, and they reveal Superman's identity to her. So they trust her. So with the help of Lois Lane and Mr. Terrific and the whole Justice Gang, they try to locate the portal that Superman was last seen with his GPS tracking. Inside the portal, Lex Luthor is torturing Superman, playing Russian roulette with the rest of the prisoners. But it's at this point that the mission begins. Mr. Terrific and Lois Lane are on their way into the parallel universe to save Superman, and Superman is breaking out of the cell, saving his cellmate's son, and they're breaking out of there, grabbing Crypto, grabbing everyone, and making it back into Earth right before the portal can close. But all these parallel universes and portals are not good for the world, because now the world is splitting in half, and pretty soon there won't be a world to come back to. But before Superman can save the day, he needs to rest up. He needs to heal. So where do they take him? They take him back to his parents, his Earth parents, so he could heal up on the farm he grew up on. While this is happening, the whole world is coming to an end, and people are waiting for Superman. They're waving flags, trying to call him. And right when you think he's not coming, Superman appears. When there's a building falling, he's holding it up to protect you. But pretty soon thereafter, the villains come to fight Superman. And they're taking this fight to the baseball stadium. So this scene is awesome because is it an Akira reference? For me, everything is an Akira reference. So they're fighting in the baseball stadium. I thought it was really awesome, a really good environment and scenery for the scene. But it reminded me a lot of Akira when they have the battle in the Olympic Stadium. So this battle is happening between Superman, the Engineer, and Ultraman. I didn't comment on this name, Ultraman. I didn't like it at first because that's a Japanese film series and superhero, but it works. Superman, Ultraman, it's quick. You don't think of it, and the character doesn't have that much detail. So both the villains latch onto Superman, and they capture him the same way that they capture Krypto, but it's not going to work on Superman because Superman can fly all the way into space and back down while burning up in the orbit and crashing into the Earth. And that made the Engineer disappear. But what about Ultraman? This actually destroyed Ultraman's helmet to where it's revealed. What a twist, guys. This movie had a lot of surprises. First, with the change of Superman's origin story, that he was actually sent here to destroy the Earth. And then now, with the reveal of Ultraman being a clone of Superman, none other than Bizarro. I thought that was really cool to introduce in this film. Definitely wasn't expecting it, but it's a welcome addition. And the whole point of this battle is how are we going to beat a clone of Superman? Well, it still has its weaknesses. Brains over brawn is going to defeat it. And with the help of Krypto, we're able to subdue the villain. One of them. While this is happening, the Justice Gang is saving the rest of the world. Everybody is in their own part, saving the day. Meanwhile, I didn't talk about what was Lex Luthor's motive for all this. Basically, there was a small country that was going to give up half, and Lex Luthor was going to be king of his own country. And that is very much a comic book motive that I think that's okay. I think that was a lot of fun. The movie took itself very serious. You know, that added to its seriousness in tone. But the movie had a little bit of everything. It was funny. It was charming. It was heroic. It was suspenseful. But this is where Superman confronts Lex Luthor one last time. And I'm pretty sure there's a scene where Krypto just beats up on him like crazy. Like, that was a really good scene now that you think about it. When Krypto just, oh my God, you know what dogs do. They just bite him and just, what's the word I'm looking for? Just mangle him. He just mangles him. And all of Lex Luthor's plans are revealed to the public on the news, and they're able to reverse the world ending. And it's at that point, you know, we get some scenes of Lois and Superman hugging and kissing and flying through the sky. And there's a couple of end credit scenes, but I'm gonna leave that for you. And before the movie ends, there's one last thing I need to talk about. They show off some new things to come, like a new superhero. So this actually might have been revealed before you even see the movie because I heard about it, but I was waiting. Okay, when are they gonna pop up? Not till the end. It's a bit of a teaser. Supergirl walks into the Fortress of Solitude drunk off the red sun from another planet because Superman and Supergirl can't get drunk on Earth. And I don't know, is this supposed to be likable that she walks in drunk? I guess. I mean, if it was a guy, you know, that I could relate to and they walked in drunk, I guess I'd be eating it up. So for the girls out there, they loved it that Supergirl walked in drunk, and they're going to be the focus of a new movie coming out next. So that was really cool to see. Supergirl is on the way. But that was Superman. You know, we couldn't talk about everything. There might have been a few things that I missed, but we covered a lot of it here. And what did I think about the movie? What would I rate it? Let's go 7 out of 10. I don't think it was bad to give it a less rating. I didn't think it blew me away on certain aspects to give it a higher rating, but I will say that the special effects are seamless, so much packed in there. I like the tone, I like the story, very much a heroic story. But even comparing it to other DC movies like The Batman, which one did I enjoy more, The Batman or this? That is a good question, but this definitely did leave me wanting more. I'll probably check it out again. I'm gonna watch it again, and we're gonna have to compare this to the next superhero movie in the superhero summer, Fantastic Four: First Steps. But I will say, great job to the Superman actor, Lois Lane, and everyone involved. There's even some members of the cosplay community that were extras in this movie, and they even got to have some good scenes. So that was really cool to see people from our community getting to be a part of these movies more and more. But yeah, guys, let me know what you thought of this movie. Is this an instant classic for you? Is this one of your favorite superhero movies? Is Superman your favorite superhero? You gotta let me know in the comments. But thank you so much for everyone for checking out this video. And we'll be back again more for some new reviews in the future, and check out my other reviews that I have on this channel. And you can follow me on Instagram, and you'll see everywhere else on there. And thank you so much. This has been Gocarlo for the Superman review by James Gunn. I'll see you guys next time.